Somebody upstairs is on my side of the fence.
Turns out someone on the ground is on his side too. 80-year-old Kenneth Cobb is a Navy veteran and a cancer patient. Wednesday, a fire started at his house in Houma, and tonight he's alive thanks to a stranger who saw the smoke, broke down the door, and carried him out. Rachel Hanley takes us through the rescue.
And everything else that we had left that didn't burn or melt is just covered in smoke damage.
But Chris Posakai knows a few minutes and he might have lost a lot more.
They stopped me at the door, and that was my biggest concern. You know, it's like, where's Dad? Where's Dad?
He and his daughter moved in with his dad in Houma a few weeks ago. Kenneth Cobb is 80 years old and uses a wheelchair. Tuesday, he was home alone when a fire started. At some point, he passed out.
I can't tell you where I was. Nothing, everything's blank.
The next thing he remembers is waking up in the hospital. His first thought,
What in the world am I doing here?
And as I was visiting with him at the hospital, that's when they told me there's a man in room 3, that he's the man that saved your daddy's life.
that man is Jeremy Traha. He's a security guard and had just left work on Tuesday.
We pull up on the corner here and notice some smoke coming from the back of the house.
He checked the windows and they were too hot to touch, so he shouldered the door open.
I seen the bottom of his feet and the bottom of his wheelchair. So I cleared my lungs, took a deep breath, and jumped into action.
He grabbed Cobb and his wheelchair and carried them out of the house. That's when firefighters pulled up and put out the fire.
They said it was heavy smoke, so he could have got smoke inhalation, so no telling what more could have happened.
Houma Fire Department investigator Raymond McGuire thinks if Traha hadn't pulled Cobb out when he did, he might not have survived.
He kept his cool, was able to get him out. That was nice. That was a good guy there.
I was raised that you stand up for your fellow human beings. You help out when you can.
The state fire marshal is still investigating the cause of the fire, but what they do know is that the house itself is almost a total loss.
Yeah, that's it.
For now, Cobb is staying at his daughter's house while he recovers.
My subconscious isn't quite back together again.
But he's alive, thanks to a stranger who happened to be walking by.
I know if Jeremy wouldn't have showed up when he did, I wouldn't have my dad left.
A stranger
I helped out the truck.
who's now a friend. Rachel Hanley, WWL, Louisiana.
Trahan's company is planning to set up a GoFundMe to help replace what the family lost in the fire, and we will link it in this story on our website.